Now we're moving on to a new application in Microsoft Office. The application is called Access. Access is a database that is used universally in the business world and in other places that require a lot of data to be stored. And a lot of times you store data so that you can look things up and use it later on. And we do that through databases. Let's start by clicking on our search tool down here, and we're going to type in Access, ACC. Right click on this and oh darn it, we're going to right click on it and add it to our task pane or taskbar. So pin to taskbar and then click on it once it appears down there. We're going to start with a blank database, and the name of this business is called Pratt Last Associates. So we'll go ahead and put that in. And we are going to browse to our location, save it to, you don't have Google Drive as an option right now, so I guess we'll save it to the desktop for now, and then we'll have to remember to get it uploaded to your Google Drive. Okay, then we'll click Create. Okay, databases look a lot or similar to other applications in Microsoft Office, whereas you have your tabs across the top and then your ribbon that is beneath each tab. Okay, what we're going to do at this point is close this table. See the small X here? There's two of them. This closes the application, this closes the table. We'll click the Close Table button. We're going to go to Create, and you can't do anything with a database until you create a table. So we're going to select Table Design. As you learned in your videos, databases are organized by fields or field names, which are in the columns, and then you have records that fit beneath the field names. So what we're doing at this point is we're going to put titles in so that we can put data in underneath it later. I'm turning to page AC9 in the book, and we're going to go ahead and design our table with our field names. Our first field name is Account Manager Number, so we'll type this in the first field name row. And its data type is going to be short text. Notice this shows up down here once we choose a data type. So we're going to choose a field size of 2. And what a field size does is it limits the amount or the number of characters that you can type into a field when you start adding records. And you'll see this later on. I'll explain it a little bit more. We'll go ahead and type in a description. This is going to be our primary key. And we're going to also add a caption, which is down here on the General tab underneath Field Size. And the caption that we're going to put in is AM hashtag, which is, it's the Shift 3. And it also stands for number, that symbol. Okay, because it's our primary key, we need to assign it a primary key. Up here on the ribbon, there's a button called Primary Key. If you click it, maybe we have to click out of it and come back to it. Click the primary key and it adds a key to the row header here. Basically what this means is Access is going to sort the information that we put into it in ascending order by this field. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Okay, beneath Account Manager, we have Last Name. That will also be short text. And the field size is going to be 15. Beneath Last Name, we'll type First Name. Also short text with a field size of 15. Beneath first name is street, which will also be text, and they want a field size of 20. Again, field size is how many characters you're allowed to type in when you go to add in your records. City is our next field beneath street, which is also short text, and we will put a field size of 20 there. State, short text. We'll use the 2-letter abbreviation for state, so that field size will be 2. Postal code is our next field. That is text. Even though zip codes or postal codes are numbers, we won't ever have to do anything mathematically with a postal code, and so we'll make it text instead of a number, and that will be a field size of 5. We have start date will be our next field, and our data type here will change. Let's click on our arrow here and choose date time, and we'll go ahead and go to our next row. Salary is our next field. That's going to be currency because this will be the amount that each account manager is earning. So we want that to show up as money. And then the final field is going to be bonus rate. And that will be a number. And we will go down here into our format and choose, I believe it'll be fixed. And our decimal place is going to be 2. So we'll click on the decimal place general field down here and choose 2. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've defined our field names for our database. Now we need to go in and add our records. So we'll go ahead and close the table, and it asks us if we should save it, and we want to say yes. And the name of our table will be Account Manager. Okay, and then click OK. So we're going, once we click OK, we're going to come or move from Design View and into Data Sheet View. Okay, so see how it's listed over here in our Objects menu? I'm going to spread this out so you can kind of see what it looks like. So as we add things to our database, they will show up here in this Objects pane. Double-click Account Manager. Now notice how our names, our field names, are across the top of each column. It looks similar to a spreadsheet. So let's go back to our View button so you can see what we're doing here. And we're going to choose Design View. Okay, this is the view we just left. We filled in all of our field names so that we can go back to our View button in Data Sheet View and begin typing in the records that belong within this table. Okay, so our first field, I also want you to notice here where we put the caption as AM and the number sign. If I go back into our Design View, notice how the field name is Account Manager Number, but the caption is what's showing up in the table view. And the reason we did that is so that it wasn't such a wide column for a field that's only going to require just 2 letters. So we'll go back again to Data Sheet View. Okay, I am going to go to where we type in our records, so I need to find that in the book at this moment. Bear with me. Because I've skipped through several pages here. I guess if you go to AC17, it shows you the first 2 records that they want you to enter in. So on AC17, we have our first account manager, and their manager or account manager number is 42, so we'll type in 42. If I try to put another digit in there, it won't let me, and the reason for that is, remember, we set the field size to just 2. I'm going to use my tab key, and I'm going to type in last name Lou, tab, first name Peter, tab, and then the street address, 5624 Murray Avenue, tab, city will be Davidson, state is Indiana, so IN, the postal code is 46007, the start date, we can click on this little calendar here, and it is 8/3/2015, so you can use the calendar if you want to. But look at the date, we're in 2017, so I'm going to type it in. It's just going to take less time than having to go through pages in the calendar. Okay, the salary for this person is $36,750. So I just type in the number and tab, and it'll put in the $sign and the commas. I don't have to put any decimals in unless there's cents that come after the decimal. The bonus rate is 0.09. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tab and do the next record, which is 31. The last name is Rivera, I guess. Haiti is the first name. Street, 325, whoops. Twitty Street. City, Avondale. State, Illinois, IL. 6311 is the zip code. Start date is 6/3/2013. Salary is $48,750. And the bonus rate is 15. Whoops, this isn't working the way it's supposed to. This was supposed to be 0.09, wasn't it? And it's rounding on us, so we're going to have to go back in, and we're going to go to design view and make sure this field is set up. Oh, it didn't save for me, so I'm going to go ahead and change this back to fixed, or I guess the decimal places were to, wait a minute, looks like my mouse is playing tricks on me. Cancel. So I don't want this changed. I want bonus rate changed. Okay, the field size for this must be something other than long integer. I missed that. Should be single for field size. Okay, so let's go back to our data sheet button here. I'm going to save it and retype in our bonus rate. So notice how this went ahead and sorted our records in ascending order by number, where before we started our first record we typed in was Peter Lou. When I closed the table and went back into design view and then back into data sheet view, it looked at our primary key, which is this AM number, and sorted it for us. So this is supposed to be 0.15, and Peter Lou is supposed to be, I already forgot, .09. Oops. I got a mess there. Okay, so we have our first two records in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, and I'll direct you to where you can begin putting in the rest of those records, if I can find the page in the book where you could go to do that. So it looks like on page AC24 you can enter in AM number 31 and 35. Those are the two account managers that are missing from this table. Once you get done with that, we'll start a different video and we'll be on to another table.